Capricorn, thanks for joining me. This is your reading for this full moon, and it's a big one, isn't it? Full moon in Capricorn. It seems to be continuing through this entire week. So wonderful illumination here. I don't always have the cards laid out, but today I have. If you haven't joined me before, take what resonates, leave what doesn't. This is a storyline. Take what you want from it that resonates for you, and leave what does not. Check out any titles that might stand out for you from the other readings as well, because you're made up of many different signs in the astrological wheel. And thanks for commenting, liking, subscribing. It all really helps. So we're starting off here, Capricorn, with the Fool. I do see this as the first two cards here, the Fool, new beginnings, new growth, new everything, with emphasis on new. We're not anchored by anything from the past here. First two cards really say a lot. We've got the Eight of Swords. There's a level of psychological self-limitation involved here somewhere, because there's a process of sorts going on that seems to be quite slow, or it's taking time, or it's like preparation of a garden bed. Knight of Discs comes in here too. I kind of see it as there's a separation line. We've got two more cards and we go through and clarify with a couple of other decks. So this Fool, starting off afresh, the Eight of Swords, which is the consummate card of self-limitation, even though there is nothing physically stopping us, right? But we feel that. It's often there are past habits, or there are fears involved in feeling limited, feeling restricted and restrained. And there's also a Saturnian aspect here where it does take time. Things take time. There's a slow release in this Knight of Discs, but there's a reliability and a solid nature here, and a kind of there's an assuring quality about that Knight. I do see it. Then going through, we have the Two of Swords making a decision at some point based on our intuitive faculty. Even though we are looking here at two swords, and all the twos are about a choice, the splitting of the cell becomes two. We're looking at dualities. So we're looking at making a choice, not so much based on our mind, on what our mind is doing, but more on in some ways, what our gut is doing. From that point, Capricorn, we have the Three of Discs. Wonderful card. It's about building. It's about collaboration. It almost indicates that, in some ways, the Fool leaping off with an open agenda and a clear slate allows this Three of Discs to actually start moving. There's a little sort of Stacey's point in between. So let's go through and clarify the Fool for Capricorn. Please, the Fool for Capricorn. The Fool for Capricorn. We get another three, which is ideal. Three of Wands. We talk about clean slate and not being anchored by the past. We're leaping into the unknown. But it's nothing that we either can't handle, have not experienced before. The Three of Wands tells us that again, like the Three of Discs, this is works in motion. This is about progress. It's about evolution on a personal level, it is about bringing what you want, what you need into your life, right? 8 of Swords, please, for Capricorn. Hierophant. We see the Hierophant, the Pope, as it once was. To me, it's about, there are mentors in one's life at times. There are people that guide us, but we also get given an insight, or given many insights and many keys in order to understand that which does limit us, our mind, understanding our own sort of monkey mind machinations. But I see often the Hierophant as a kind of a sort of high octane level of guidance or messages or signs and signals, which can be an amalgamation of all the people in your life that are there, there for you, like, that mentor thing. So it's interesting, giving one a clearer understanding of what's going on for yourself mentally. Receiving is something that has come up a lot through all of these readings during this moon. Receiving, out in the cold. Well, what are we choosing? We've got the 5 of Discs, consummate victim card here. We all have that within us. We all act with that at times as well. It's a common human aspect. We want to understand. That if it's a habit, if it's something that is sort of a default mechanism that we go back to, Capricorn, I don't necessarily see it as you're acting that out, but I see that you have a quite clear understanding of that concept that exists within all of us. With that, we also have the 2 of Cups. So we're looking at a contract, commitment, a choice, again, 2, a choice. But this is a beautiful harmonious position, the 2 of Cups. We're looking at equal giving and receiving. There's there's maybe the limitations that are being felt or thought more so in regards to this reciprocal aspect. But you're getting a level of guidance coming in from various different areas, I feel. Look, Knight of Discs. Let's look at this lovely Knight. He gets things, gets the little microbes happening in the soil aeration and it's a wonderful card because you've got sort of lumps of nitrogen being released here as he moves on along in his little chariot. We have strength. Saturnian time is not uncomfortable for you, but there is a timing here. We see understanding our own, psychology department, understanding the ins and outs of ego and what's conscious to us, what is sort of lurking there in some of the dark corners of our unconscious. Maybe becoming more aware of those things, Capricorn, this wonderful moon illuminating the night sky and our own lives at the same time. Let's look at the 2 of Swords, please. We get a risk-taking, experimental, new sort of character coming out here. Prince of Wands. We're waving our wand. We're waving our wand around, our rod, poking at this, poking at that, seeing how far can we push something? Where are our own boundaries? How does all this stuff work, expressing our will, shaping it, feeling confident and using it. It's all of those things, and that's part of this Two of Swords. It's part of that connection between, the heart and the head, the will and the intuitive mind, intuitive self, intuitive source, whatever way you want to look at it. And then we look at the Three of Discs. Three of Discs works in motion. Things start to move from that point. From that point of, that flew out, of making that intuitive decision. Now, we've got three cards. We've got very much a current understanding here. The Nine of Cups. This is a great card because we understand what makes us happy. We're working at something here. We're not being complacent. This is 9 cups. It's nothing to be scoffed at. This is what makes us happy, and this little fellow here is secure in that and very confident in knowing what makes them happy. We've got the 8 of Discs, working hard, perfecting something. We're working very hard to get things right. Behind this, and I do see it, behind this, there is a level of healing that's going on, a large level of healing with that Three of Swords. In some ways, the Two of Swords, in that act of really being quite sure about things, and internally, I don't know, like, in an intuitive sense. You're quite certain. That's high octane guidance. Now, guidance, you see it coming from yourself, you see it coming from higher source, force, whatever, however it makes sense to you. God, Buddha, whatever, whatever way it is. It's the same. On the bottom of the deck, we've got the Nine of Discs. There's a lot of discs in here, which is not unusual. Capricorn. Nine of Discs. Figure in their garden. They've created, self-made. We know what we value. We surround ourselves with what we value. It's a good thing. In all of this, there is a sort of winding up of an old cycle and the beginning of a new one with these 9s and the 3s, and so let's get a Brian Froud Pixie Fairy. We've got a few. We've got too many. Anyway, we'll read them out pretty quick here. Quick. We'll read them out quickly. We've got the Magician on top of the world here. We have the insight. We have the experience to deal with anything. We have a breaking free, shining a light on that which has either been, dependencies, addictions, a darkness, shining light and breaking free, and actually doing that for others, like it's a force, showing that to others, lighting that path for other people as well. We get the call. This is the intuitive call from the sexy piper. A transitional time. It marks transition. It marks endings and beginnings. We hear the call. We find relief and release in the simple things in life. with Penelope Dreamweaver. We actually are elevated by these simple things in life at this time. It's not an uncommon thing when there are big transitions going on. And then we have the singer of connection, a beautiful joining, a beautiful balance, a simpatico relationship or connection is there. It's almost sort of like a web. I mean, to me, it's like a net that's always been there, you know. It's a safety net, right? On that note, Capricorn, I hope you enjoyed that reading. Take good care over the week. Bathe in the light of this Capricornian moon. And we'll see you for the new moon in Cancer, which is coming up soon. On that note, take care. I said that twice. Ka kite.